Right now, as you're watching this, Prime Minister Mark Carney is on a plane to India. And what's about to happen over the next few days could completely reshape Canada's economic future. I'm not exaggerating. While Donald Trump sits in Washington threatening us with tariffs and talking about making Canada the 51st state, Carney is doing something no Canadian Prime Minister has done in over a decade. He's pivoting east, he's building new alliances, and he's about to sign deals that could be worth tens of billions of dollars to Canadian workers and businesses. Here's what most people don't realize: India is the fastest growing major economy on the planet. They need energy, they need food, they need resources. And guess what? Canada has all of it. This isn't just a diplomatic visit, this is Canada playing chess while others play checkers. Let me give you some context here because the mainstream media isn't telling you the full story. For decades, Canada has been almost completely dependent on the United States for trade. About 75% of everything we export goes south of the border. That's always been a vulnerability, and now with Trump's tariffs and his aggressive rhetoric, it's become a crisis. But here's the thing: Mark Carney saw this coming. He's a former central banker. He ran the Bank of Canada and the Bank of England. This man understands global economics better than almost anyone on the planet. And his strategy from day one has been clear: diversify, build new partnerships, make Canada less dependent on any single country. Now let's talk about why India matters so much. India has 1.4 billion people. Their economy is growing at about 7% per year. By 2030, they'll be the third largest economy in the world. And here's the key part: they're going to need 70% more energy by 2040. They need oil. They need natural gas. They need uranium for nuclear power. They need food to feed their growing population. What does Canada have? We have the third largest oil reserves in the world. We have massive natural gas deposits. We're one of the largest uranium producers on Earth. And we're one of the biggest agricultural exporters anywhere. Do you see where this is going? Last year, trade between Canada and India was about $31 billion. Carney's goal is to more than double that to $70 billion by 2030. That's not a pipe dream. That's a realistic target when you look at what both countries need from each other. If you believe in Canada's future, hit that like button. Let's make sure more Canadians see this. Here's what most news outlets aren't telling you about this trip. Carney isn't just going to India for handshakes and photo ops. According to India's High Commissioner to Canada, they're planning to sign an immense range of agreements. We're talking about deals covering nuclear energy, oil and gas exports, critical minerals, artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and education. Let me break down what some of this means for regular Canadians. First, energy. Canada is planning to increase exports of crude oil and natural gas to India through the Trans Mountain Pipeline expansion. That means more jobs in Alberta, more revenue for the Canadian economy, more leverage against American pressure. Second, nuclear cooperation. India needs uranium to power their growing nuclear energy sector. Canada has some of the richest uranium deposits in the world, particularly in Saskatchewan. A long-term supply agreement could mean billions of dollars flowing into Canadian communities for decades. Third, critical minerals. Everyone's talking about the green energy transition: electric vehicles, batteries, solar panels. All of these need critical minerals like lithium, cobalt, and rare earth elements. Canada has massive deposits of these minerals, and India wants access to them. But here's the part that really shows Carney's strategic thinking. Just a few weeks ago, India signed a massive free trade agreement with the European Union. It's being called the mother of all deals. It covers 27 countries and nearly 2 billion people. And now Canada is positioning itself to potentially join that economic sphere. Think about what that means. Instead of being dependent on one country that's threatening us with tariffs, Canada could be connected to a trade network covering Europe, India, and the Indo-Pacific. That's real economic security. The Indian envoy said they expect to finalize a comprehensive trade deal within 12 months. That's incredibly fast for international negotiations. It shows both sides are serious and motivated. And there's more to this trip. After India, Carney is heading to Australia and then Japan. He's building what he calls a dense web of new connections throughout the world. Australia for defense cooperation and critical minerals. Japan for clean energy and advanced manufacturing. This is what real leadership looks like, not tweeting insults, not making threats, building relationships, creating opportunities, securing Canada's future. Now, let me tell you why this moment is so significant. Just 2 years ago, Canada and India were barely speaking to each other. There were serious diplomatic tensions. Many people thought the relationship was beyond repair. And yet, here we are with the Prime Minister of Canada about to meet with Prime Minister Modi to sign historic agreements. That's the Mark Carney difference. At the G20 summit last November, Carney and Modi sat down together and agreed to restart comprehensive trade negotiations. They announced a trilateral technology partnership with Australia covering critical minerals, clean energy, and artificial intelligence. They committed to regular high level visits and deeper cooperation across every sector. In just a few months, Carney has completely transformed Canada's relationship with one of the most important countries in the world. And here's what this means for you, the average Canadian. When we have strong trade relationships with multiple countries, we have leverage. We're not desperate. We're not begging. We can walk away from bad deals because we have options. Think about what that means when Trump threatens tariffs. Instead of panicking, we can say, fine, we'll sell our oil to India. We'll sell our uranium to India. We'll sell our wheat to India. Suddenly, those tariffs don't look so scary anymore. This is exactly what Carney meant when he said Canada needs to build strength at home and diversify abroad. He's not just talking about it, he's doing it right now, today. The Prime Minister's office released a statement that really captures this moment. In a more divided and uncertain world, Canada is focused on what we can control. We're building a stronger, more independent, and more resilient economy. That's not just political spin. That's a genuine strategy being executed in real time. Our parents and grandparents built this country by being resourceful, by finding new markets, by never giving up when times got tough. That spirit is alive and well in Canadian leadership today. So, what happens next? Over the coming days, we're going to see announcements coming out of India, energy deals, technology partnerships, the framework for a comprehensive trade agreement. Each one of these represents jobs for Canadians, opportunities for Canadian businesses, security for Canadian families. Then Carney moves on to Australia, where he'll deliver an address to both houses of Parliament. That's an honor that hasn't been given to a Canadian Prime Minister in nearly 20 years. He'll be discussing defense cooperation, critical minerals, and advanced technologies. Finally, Japan, the world's fourth largest economy. More partnerships in clean energy, manufacturing, and food security. By the time this trip is over, Canada will have strengthened relationships with three of the most important economies in the Indo-Pacific region. That's not just good diplomacy. That's building a foundation for the next generation of Canadian prosperity. I want you to remember this moment. Years from now, when people ask how Canada navigated the Trump era, how we maintained our sovereignty and our economic independence, they'll point to trips like this one. They'll point to the decisions being made right now. What do you think about Carney's strategy? Is diversifying away from the US the right move for Canada? I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. This is what happens when Canada has real leadership. Someone who understands global economics, someone who thinks strategically, someone who puts Canadian interests first. And honestly, I think we're just getting started.